begin a wonderful session with this short video, and Chandra sir will take over. Thank you.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Good afternoon, evening. Pyramid Valley was certainly a very high energy place. Yesterday I was talking about pyramids. Going to ashrams is an important aspect. We'll talk about this maybe sometime next week in our practice. Pyramid Valley is one such place with this unique structure, an energy center. All ashrams have energy because of various elements there. The pyramid is fundamentally a spiritual structure, something that existed for a long, long time. There is a energy side is talking about, there is a spiritual side to the pyramid that must be investigated. The Renewal of Melchizedek, a book by Theosophy Prophecy. These books help us understand Barbara Cloud. Some of these masters give us the spiritual side, the mystical side of the pyramid, explaining what's behind it. That's outside the scope of our program. But these are, once you start investigating and get to know about them, there is a mystical side to it. It's not just another structure, material structure that we create and then it is there. And okay, there is measuring some energy. Everything is a material side, you always see it. There's several spiritual side. Once you know it's all energy, infinite in nature. So some things have to be understood differently. For example, how did they construct this mega pyramid in Egypt? If each block weighed 5 tons and more, there are so many stories of how they could pull the blocks to all the way up there. How could it go up? And then there are various stories. Spiritually, it says levitation. Is it possible? Then it goes beyond normal thinking. In spiritual science, everything is possible. Everything is possible. If trains can go with the levitation, then why not the objects can go? So we can explore how we use it. We can go into it using with the understanding there's got a great story behind. By exploring, or we just simply can use it to benefit from it without disbelieving. That's the concept. We'll go into our meditation once again. We're talking about, we'll explore the emotional intelligence a little bit. The fundamental difference between IQ and EQ, IQ is coming from this conscious mind, which is always quantifiable, always in comparison, requires data analysis. IQ is about quantifying based on analysis, information, data. EQ is nothing to do with, well, IQ is all about having information on space and time, so then you are able to say that, okay, somebody's processed a lot more in a certain time and then be able to respond to it. EQ is nothing to do with it. It's an energy, emotion. It's about life experiences. How well you can flow in your life or how you can't. It's about holding and responding based on your feelings. Now, where do the feelings come from? They come from the essence of all our the feelings come from our character, it's coming from our essence of what we have experienced from the past and what we want to experience. It is an intelligent, it's part of the plan that we come and experience. And so then it is coming from the intelligence. What we want to experience. Emotion is telling us what is right and not right according to what we know. Good feeling, not so good feeling. Both are there according to what we know, based on the truth that we think is right or wrong, and then accordingly the emotion is showing up or the feelings are showing up. And we express it. It has nothing to do with the quantity of information that we know. Emotional intelligence has nothing to do with the quantity of information. It is expression of life, the way you feel at that moment. The crux of it is expression of what you feel. Because something is inside seeking you, and if you feel that this is how you have to say, do it. If you feel that you have to openly talk about something, you do it. If you feel that you have to take somebody to the room and say it, you do it. Whatever that's coming to you, then if we can follow it, if we can hold on to your feelings and express, then you are there. Simple. There is nothing more is than emotional intelligence. There is no formula to it. We develop this whole practice of meditation is to develop an ability to tune into that emotion, that feeling, so that I live according to my feelings. I don't like something, express it, don't like something. The intentions matter. We need to be pure. Emotional intelligence is to remove all the impurity. And so the intentions matter of the way, and then when we say something, what is the intention? Purely going by your emotion, saying it, or you're putting an intention here by saying aggressively, this person, I can put them down. Is that what you have an intention? Are you intending that somebody is going to, you're questioning somebody and so expressing an emotion. And so then your intention is that the person will legitimately grow because you care for that person. The other person and you are the same. You care for them to understand it. So you're questioning. And so your expression is about making them genuinely learn. Is that the intention? Or the intention is to get one up on them, and so then you're doing it. So recognizing that here is certain emotion that I'm feeling, and so then expressing it in the purest form is what then we say somebody is very highly emotional intelligent. You feel that there is some issue lingering, and then you feel deep inside, I got to do something. An emotional intelligent person starts doing it rather than waiting and say, no, if I do this, then what happens? People may give me less appreciation because it's not my purview of things. I'm supposed to do something else. And so let me pull back. It's not me. It's not for me. There's a lot of calculation goes, and then we drop that emotion there of feeling to instantly doing something because we don't see something going right in our environment, in our office, for example, or in the community. So we become better in emotionally in expressing emotion. The soul is a bundle of emotions. It's all about expressing emotion. Emotion is leading to experience. But where is that emotion coming from is based on our knowledge and wisdom and understanding of life. And that differs from person to person. Yesterday, with Dhyana Jagath session, we had increased our understanding of creation of life. With that understanding, when it's internalized, that means when it goes into our subconscious by listening to it, by feeling about it, by going through and talking to people, in listening to somebody's life experiences, we slowly internalize it. That it's about dreaming and visualizing about what we're looking for. That understanding that if I'm having this inner talk, then I am causing my creation to be exactly matching that inner talk, no matter how nice I may be. That understanding slowly gets internalized in the learning, doing, being. We talked about this. Meditation practice will help us to internalize that understanding faster. So if we increase our understanding, and a meditation practice is helping us as our understanding of life evolves through situations, then our emotions start changing. Because life is seeking for different experience. A person who is angry may take 10 years to overcome the anger because the emotion is coming from the inner soul nature. Now, it is coming based on understanding of your all past lives from many, many ages. And so there is so much to be experienced. And it can take time, so be it. A meditative person doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to overcome emotion of expressing anger like that. They may go on for a long time, but one thing for sure is that they're going from that to the next moment pretty quickly. Because they're going through life experiences. So this moment I'm angry, but the next moment I can be very calm and peaceful and come out of it to go to the next experience. Why this anger is coming, raging is coming from where? It's all coming from based on a past understanding of life. Something that is very difficult, you may not ever decipher. But all you do know is that, can I move to the next moment quickly? That's what is important. You can't brand and say meditator means to never have anger. That is the only lesson that person might have come here with. In spite of knowing, but they continue to express anger. That's the only lesson they come here with. So continue to express anger. Environment brands that person. Environment tries to eliminate that person, isolate that person. This is lack of understanding of the environment, the people around, the lack of understanding. So the person is to become empathetic about him or herself, and the environment also, if they become empathetic about the people, then everybody allows the other to exist without branding, without judgment. Emotionally intelligent people are very empathetic. They allow others to experience and express their emotion as natural as it can be. Allowing everybody to experience their life, and then it is being able to move from moment to moment. That's the key. They don't get stuck in it. Oh God, so I expressed again, it caused so much disturbance in my family. So then I should just withdraw from my life for the next 10 days. I shouldn't even ever participate. That's the poorer understanding a person would have. And so then they curtail for the next 10 days, they curtail their emotional expression. And so they go into a different mode because the influence is there from the environment on them. That their influence is there on them. That I'm bad, I'm a jerk, I cannot do this. How can I do this? In front of children and this and that. If we can let go and become free from all of it and then just express life, and we are becoming emotionally intelligent to give our best all the time. While we increase our understanding, the essence, understanding of life. And that's why we read all these books. To know a perspective which will come into practice over a period of time. Let's go to meditation day, friends. We're practicing breath mindfulness meditation or Ana-Pana-Sati. Our goal is to empty the mind, our eyes closed. When you observe the breath, the mind becomes empty. So a technique that comes from Gautama Buddha, that Patriji popularized it in the last 40 years. The most simplest technique in meditation process, which is also most intelligent because it is to do with the breath. Breath-based techniques are the right techniques, because the breath is intrinsic, breath is intelligent. Breath is connecting everything and everybody in the universe. Because that energy, you know it, the breath energy keeps the consciousness alive. It's got to be something with it, because it is that keeping consciousness alive. As I hold on to the breath, it is taking you into the journey of inner, that you don't know what that is. So we're simply observing with our eyes closed. And then slowly mind becomes empty. And then in case you have any thoughts do come, bring your attention back to the breath, dear friends, and then again observe the breath. So when I do this, we will be in this state for a long time. Before that, we're doing something called heart elevation. Let's follow my guidance for it, dear friends. Relax yourself, sit comfortably with your eyes closed. And your body from head to toe, relaxing into relax into every part of your body. Allow yourself to merge into the emptiness of yourself. Receive your greater consciousness. Everybody and everything are connected in this field of emptiness. The field of light. Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? whenever you're ready. And keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Our training is, can we go through the life without unwanted analysis? We require analysis in very few places. The analytical mind has to drop. I have 4 questions, part A, part B, and then question number 3, and that is linked to question number 2 and 1. Just ask a question. Once finished the answer, ask the second one. It is okay. We analyze because we want to make everything predictable. We got to strike a balance. With more and more meditation training, we recognize that there's nothing that's predictable. Who can tell today when you go to office, you will return, come back home again? Challenge the thought. Don't try to hide it. But don't come back home, so what happens? Then trying to make it very predictable. Be in the state that anything can happen anytime, so become free. That's what it is. The process of meditation, spiritual practice is helping us become free of things that we keep holding on to. Oh my God, I have this to be done, that to be done. On top of it, I have to please my parents. I have to please my bosses. So many things to be done. Let's today understand a bit of this emotional intelligence of how, what can we do in the way we carry ourselves at workplace, at home with people, and how meditation can help. Before that, Sonal, madam, do you have any announcements?
We do just a gentle reminder for a book club. For today, so we have, I think, sent the information on all the groups about the full moon meditation. And that's from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And the links will be posted in each group also. And the book that we have this week, I think it's Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. We've had a wonderful session so far. It's facilitated by Batch-1 is by Srinivas Sir and Sridevi Madam, and Batch-2 is facilitated by Anup Luther and trying to think, yeah. And the date, Batch-1 is from 8:15 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. Indian Standard Time, and Batch-2 is from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so let me share a few slides. Our consciousness expands when you go to new places, when you meet people, when you work with people, when you spend time with people. We constantly learn. Learning leads to more experiences. So that's how you expand the consciousness. So it is always about being with, it's about being with people, nature, environment, and then new places to know more, to experience more. It is not to withdraw. Unless you know internally, truly that that's your purpose. Then you go and sit in a cave, not otherwise. That's another form of experience, but not otherwise. Emotional intelligence is telling us to work with people, work with everything around. It's basically saying go through life. So the 5 areas that psychologists classify, many of them come natural to a meditator, because ultimately they all are trying to tell what not to do. So if you live true to your feelings, and with meditation, where you build enough awareness, so you are aware and then you're living true to your feelings. You're doing it with awareness. Or in other words to say, you're living true to your feelings, not out of fear, but out of love and compassion, out of an understanding that I'm going through life beautifully, as so are others are going through. Awareness helps us to drop fear, that everything is being done out of fear or out of love. Awareness means that no, we are slowly dropping the fear, we are becoming more present in what is happening, and then so we are in the moment and experiencing that incident, good or bad, doesn't matter. Very well. It's a fear which is pushing our body mechanism to immediately change into a different emotional reaction. Fear is survival. And so whenever we have this understanding of life as survival, then we are going to these fear mode actions. So all these concepts here of awareness, expression, inspiration, they all are in some level tell us what may not be the right thing to do. And so then automatically the opposite becomes the thing to do. So self-awareness, self-expression, inspiration, empathy, and engagement. The basis for developing a great relationship is awareness, because when you are aware of what's happening to you, which means You have not let your emotional center taken over you in any given situation. Let's say you have a meeting, an important meeting in 30 minutes. The fear that is lurking, oh, if I get late, then something is going to happen. So people are going to make a judgment that I am manager, I'm getting late. The fear that if I get late, then somebody is going to pull me up again. And so that fear that is coming out of survival thinking, and so then automatically, then by default, this next 30 minutes, we are constantly in thought of it. Survival mode. We're not in the present moment. Somewhere, body here, mind somewhere else. So we're not in the present moment because we're in the fear mode. So you're here, but the moment you're there, you're checking your time and you're thinking how worse it can become in case you become late. That's what the mind goes about, right? In case you become late, what happens? We keep projecting many things, even for slightest events like this. So then we're not in the present, and so which means technically we're not aware of ourselves, of what may be that we're going through right now, because our attention is not here, our attention is somewhere else. So then this is when the reactions come without awareness. Situations we just are reacting because we don't have awareness of it, we're somewhere else. So if you are in the nature at that moment, you're walking, doing a nature walk, your mind is running around still about it, so you miss all the point there. You miss the experience of the moment. Because you are busy talking and then doing the mind charter for the future, you perhaps are going to be responding a little aggressively to a person who is coming along in your nature walk. If there is somebody walking along with the dog, and if it comes even 10 meters or 5 feet close to you, then you might just aggressively respond because they're not even here, present. Have enough aggressively behave, giving faces and then just quickly jumping off, running away from there, which offends other people. So all of that reactions happen, lack of awareness. Awareness helps us to be expressing our best. Awareness means, living without necessarily fears, slowly overcoming fear. That fear, in the momentally, we are out of fear. That's what meditation is doing, it builds. So awareness, expression is to be able to communicate. Expression, communicate with a positive intent, communicate at the right timing, communicate with the right tone, but communicate without fear, communicate living true to your feelings. Inspiring when you are able to do these two, and when you're able to experience enjoy what you are experiencing, automatically you start doing your best. Stop worrying about others. So you automatically start inspiring people. When you are going and doing your best in a flow, you're experiencing, enjoying, however small thing it is, you automatically inspire people. With increased understanding, we become more empathetic. So then we not only try to do everything according to our points, they also look at others' points of view equally, not necessarily more. If this whole idea of notion of going through life is to experience and then multiply our experiences, and we talked about this, you going for a trekking trip with you and then maybe your spouse versus going with 10 people, it multiplies your experience significantly. Being able to engage very freely with them As opposed to doing a lot of mind calculations. Oh, I lose my privacy, or I have to spend money on them. Oh, those guys they waste our time. So many calculations we do, and then we end up going in isolation. So then experiences are many times we miss an opportunity to multiply. Taking appropriate calls to be able to be with people, with the environment, with going, and so all of that comes under engagement. Can you engage so that you multiply? Engage a team so that you can increase your creation success quite well, whatever that you're doing in your job, in your work environment. So self-awareness, let's look at self-awareness a little more deeply. It's fundamentally moving from reaction to response. You are in self-awareness, we are saying that you are in the moment. You are observing. Humans have this concept called metacognition capability. That means they can observe themselves as they're performing something. You can observe yourself as you are in action. Our observation is what we call this awareness, or this consciousness, something that is observing us as our conscious mind is in action. So with meditation, every meditation, as we are moving into more and more fearless modes, because in meditation, as you drop our mind of thought, and then we start experiencing this whole connection to everything. We start experiencing that field, the quantum field, where we start feeling that we are much larger than this mere body or this momentary experience. You may not understand it directly, but that's really what's happening, that the more you feel you're much larger than what you think you are, the less fear that we have. The less fear that we have, the subconscious, that amygdala does not take over you in any given situation. Instead, it doesn't take over you towards the survival mode chemicals that it is producing, like the stressful chemicals. And so, the less fear you have, the more that you are balanced, you're more in the moment, because you don't have to worry. Basically, the fears lead to worries, and the worries lead to stress chemicals. And the less fear you have, you don't have to worry about things and say, okay, things will happen. So what if I get late a minute to the meeting? So what if it is the third time? You don't escape, but then you stop worrying like that. And then while you're aware and alert, but you at least go through your present moment experience greatly. You've got 20 minutes to complete your nature walk. Rather than worrying about that for the next 20 minutes, can I get late? Will I get late? Instead, you stop that mind chatter and go through your next 20 minutes beautifully. Recognizing that the spontaneity, that consciousness, your awareness will let you know exactly in time that is getting times you go now. So meditate, the awareness is built. Awareness is built about what's happening to you right now, your thoughts, your current feelings, your reactions, your environment. It's awareness, self-awareness, and it's external awareness. Self-awareness internally means you are noticing what thoughts you have. Why is this thought coming? Why am I thinking about the next meeting? Why am I thinking about this food, what to cook? Anyway, I have half an hour time. I'll think about that time, not now. I'm right now here in my one-on-one with my subordinate. Here I'm talking to him or her. Then why am I thinking about this afternoon, 12 o'clock, big review that's happening? Awareness is important. So the awareness. And then so the moment we have that awareness, and we know that it is survival thinking about future is some kind of survival. And so then we pull back. It's important. We have a choice. The subconscious, before the subconscious got the opportunity to present fear chemicals, then, yes, Monday I talked about this, how our amygdala is bypassing the frontal cortex because of the fear, out of stress. When you think that, okay, it's not going to be great, so out of fear, suddenly we bypass the frontal cortex, which has the capability to present a different response. So this awareness that is built is because we are losing fears over a period of time, losing fears. With meditation, we lose fears. And so we're in the present moment, so we're understanding our thoughts, so we have an opportunity to change, react differently. We provide a different response. So we provide a better version of ourselves. We start providing. For example, in a situation, in a meeting situation, when somebody says something, we are at least aware that, anger, if you have to express anger, that anger is coming, we are aware that, and say, recognize and say, yes, I have to express it, you'll express it. But before an anger response can be taken, because you are aware in the present moment, you lost the fear of getting exposed here. Somebody is doing a review comment, rather than getting exposed here, you feel that you're getting exposed because somebody gives you a comment. That is your previous state. But with the meditation, that fear of looking bad goes away. With meditation, as you experience the connection, you start recognizing that, okay, everybody is same as you, so then you start becoming more empathetic. And so some of this happen. So then as the fears go down, so you know that you can be calm too, that fear of looking bad is gone. And so then you become calm. You can become calm. You provide a calm response when somebody is giving a comment. It's the same comment they're bringing up this time, a third time, where they brought it before. And every time the argument starts, but this time you're more calm. You automatically are calm. So your reaction, what used to be reaction, changes to response when you are in the situation. In the situation, you're recognizing your thoughts, feelings, and emotion that are coming up right there. So you respond, you give a calm response, and you do a calm response one time and a second time, then you start feeling good about you. Because the nature is that every time we had expressed a negative emotion, which is disconnecting us from people and environment, we're getting out of the field. And so then we don't feel good about it because we have gone away from the consciousness of inner nature. Every time we go away from inner nature, we don't feel good. So every time you express something unwanted out of fear, if you're doing things, then you don't feel good. Later you go back and say, gosh, why did I do this? You start becoming less confident about yourself. You start withdrawing. Whereas here, when you express a nice, calm response, the second time and a third time, then you slowly, and as you do that, then you feel good. Oh, that's great. It's common sense. You feel good. Any emotion that does not let you go out of the field, that means it does not, when you say out of the field, you're trying to become one with people. Anything that you do, if it separates you from people, which means the consciousness, anything you do that makes you go away from people, animals, things, you don't feel good. But whereas the opposite is true. Think about it. If you went, even though there is a lot of resistance, if you went to a new place, you feel good. I can tell you feel good. You went out, there's a lot of resistance around, but you went out, you always feel good. You come out and say, wow, something special. Because you are becoming one with that environment, that place, nature. So expressing calm response over a few times, and you start feeling good, so you're becoming more confident. You stop judging yourself, so you increase your self-worth. That when you are having a calmer response or a positive response, a response that makes people still be around you, that means they still send a positive, good vibration around you. So then it makes you feel good. If I shout at people all the time, of course, they're sending negative energy to me, so I don't feel good. The environment is still positive. And so it makes you feel good. So your self-worth is increased. So dear friends, when our awareness is increased, we are expressing positively, or we stop expressing negatively in a way that separates people. And so then we feel good. And so we increase our confidence level, we increase our self-worth. When we increase our self-worth, we start participating back in life. The classic tussle that happens between, let's say, mom and daughter, or father and son. The tussle that, the children, and many a time they're withdrawing because there is this conflict going on. One side, they have to respect elders. Another side, they're shuffling. I mean, they are suffocating, is getting suffocated internally, not able to live to the true feelings of what they want to do. And so then there's always this arguments. And so then the child, the default is the child to withdraw, because the withdrawal is there. Not out of happiness, but out of sadness, they withdraw from discussion. Okay, my dad is right, so let me go away. Okay, my mom just doesn't understand me, go away. So we don't participate in life, but then a person who is becoming more self-aware of what they're doing, and then they gain the strength to go back and present rather than going away, the child will stay back. Or the parent, again, the same thing, opposite. Or they don't listen to me, and so the parent does not stop talking to the child, but then they start expressing rather than judging in their mind. Self-awareness, dear friends, being in the present moment, is greatly built with meditation. And so then we are increasing our self-worth. When we express differently, then we start participating back in life. The key is to express that positive emotion, and it's coming through meditation. The second thing then is once we are aware of what's going on, and then once you have the ability to choose a reaction to a response, and so then naturally you're shifting the energy, because you are moving into a positive territory, you're shifting the energy. So what is expression? Expression involves, we call it positive pressure. Your words change, your tone changes, your timing changes, your intention changes. Before, you're expressing out of fear and survival. You're trying to make in a review, in a business review, or in a document technical review, if you're doing review comments, you're trying to prove to somebody, because you have to win over the other person. So you're trying to prove in a team meeting to your manager, to everybody, that you know more. Why you think that's the way you're going to get measured? But in a self-expression, post-meditation, where we are experiencing every day of meditation, a connection to others, and then we're experiencing the understanding that these are two small life experiences, that I should not scuttle things and then let things go forward. Your intentions change, and you look at and say, things that can be tolerable, you express separately. Things that require to be known among people, but your intention is that genuinely you want to get things corrected. So then your intention changes, not to try to prove yourself. Instead, you are trying to genuinely bring to the friend. So you are expressed differently. You see, the intention behind when we're doing something, that is the energy. Intention is energy. So that energy spreads. People will observe what you're trying to intend here. A meditator, when they doesn't have an intention to expose somebody, an intention to bring or get one man up, what's the meditation? Genuinely cares for somebody or the system. And so they express it. So express positively. You say, before, you just don't know. I mean, you always make this mistake. But now you say, hey, can you look at it? You know what? If you can consider this option, your tone changes automatically. You consider this option. Have you considered this option? the tone is different. Timing, sometimes, and most of the time, it doesn't have to be spoken in a group. It doesn't require to be spoken. But again, we try to be wanting to show that we want to prove to the others. So then we try to do it in a meeting. But whereas it can easily be spoken one-on-one if it's not relevant for everyone to be known to. So it can easily be spoken one-on-one. It helps the people to take this easily. The timing is not then in the meeting. The timing is somewhere later when you recognize it. You have this in your family circles. You are feeling that you need to express about your freedom. Before meditation, you're out of fear that people are going to shout at me and I'm just going to take it. They're going to cut certain things for me. I don't want to take it. And so then we withdraw. But now with meditation, then we are friends. As we are losing the sense of fear, we gain the strength to start expressing. We are there. In a big family setting, we are there. We are talking about it, actively bring up, but not with arrogance and say, no, I don't care what you guys want to do, but I'm going to do this way. You don't do that. But instead, you identify the right timing when the parents are worried, they're in the good time, they sit down and say, tell you what, I acknowledge everything you're saying, but then can you consider my point of view? And knowing that you may get a rejection from them, don't bring up the topic. I'm not going to listen to it anymore. You're just doing what I'm trying to tell you. This is what potentially comes from the other side. But still, as your expression does not change, you are still calm. Your awareness is there, you're still calm in that situation. You know that you got to continue to express what you want. And so then you sit down, you take that and say, I recognize you, acknowledge you. You go back, but come back again. Positive expression is to find the right timing and with a balance, but you are being truthful to you. So self-expression means being truthful about what you are feeling to be expressed. But you need to have the courage, and then meditation builds the courage because you lose fear. When the courage is there, then friends, then you are expressing what you feel. You're not managing people anymore. You're not managing situations anymore. You express what you feel. It's important. You need help at home from your co-sister, you must express it rather than trying to do. You need help from your in-laws, express it. You need help from your boss at office or that senior architect, express it. No, if I ask for help, they think that I don't know. If I ask for help, then they think that, how dare you're so junior, how can you ask? If I ask for help, my boss thinks that, Chandra cannot even manage his time, is that why he's asking me? So all our fear, survival thinking thoughts. And so we don't even ask for help. We don't even express what we feel. Instead, we burn inside. It's all moving away from fear. So that means we're building the strength and courage to speak. And so, dear friends, meditation helps us to do that. It moves us towards true feeling of how we feel in a given situation, and so then express it. When you are expressing, and then if you're expressing not with arrogance, but out of his positive pressure, with the right intention, the intention of you expressing in a family setting is not to defy somebody's opinion. It's about you taking care of yourself. You see, that's the difference. Oh, I want to teach this person a lesson because every time they are, coming and putting me down, then you are gone. That's the wrong approach. If somebody is trying to put you down, it doesn't really matter to you, because if that is something that doesn't matter to you, don't bother about it. But if it matters to you, you're not able to express because you didn't have the strength, but now you express it, not to prove that person wrong, but instead you want to genuinely take care of yourself. So then you are gaining the courage to express it. It's about you and you genuinely adding value to you or others, but not to proving, not to exposing, not to manage situations. It's never about that. Dear friends, what happens when you are doing this self-expression, where you are with courage, with strength, you start expressing what is that you genuinely is important for you. Your thoughts create reality, your emotions, vibrations create reality, so then you start attracting that into your life. It's always happening. If you keep the vibration positive, that means you're not being arrogant, you're not being negative about situations. Yesterday Shreyans talked about it. Your inner chatter is telling you, I'm talking here, but anyway, these guys are not going to agree. And it seems like I'm doing a tough-filled task here, trying to, yesterday, day before, I tried to discuss this point. They just put me off so much, but anyway, let me try this here now. If you go with that inner feeling and then try to express it, nothing comes out of it, right? How do I move out of it? More meditation, to bring yourself into the present moment, disengaging from the past event, bringing into the present moment, into a positive emotional vibration state. Because at the end of every meditation, we are feeling that whole. We feel like we are the whole, not just the tiny little ourselves. And that emotion that carries forward, if you do sufficient amount of meditations every day, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it'll build over a period of time. No worries. It'll build over a period of time for sure. So don't be in a hurry, but that continue to, as you recognize and say, it is a good thing to express than to hold back. And then you practice on the impeccability of speech or expression. We said this. Speak truth. Don't try to manage people and say something else, then feel something else. Speak truth. If you know it's truth, it is speak. If you don't speak truth. If it is, put that in a positive fashion. You can't do it is the wrong way to say it. Instead, can you say, how about doing this differently? I cannot do it. There's no way I can do it. There's no way I'm going to do it for you. How about saying it, rephrasing it in a positive fashion? I'm doing my best and I might need more time. I would definitely want to do it, but however, I feel like I'm not aligned to it at this moment. So is it possible that we think about it later? Can we say that differently? Then it understands the other person. There is something called acknowledging the other person. Something you learned in self-expression. Can you acknowledge the other person first? Somebody comes to you with a request. If you say no, and a lot of times, parents are saying this to children. You are in the survival, you're not in the present moment. You just say straight out, no, I'm not going to do it. Nope. Instead, no. Can we first acknowledge and say, okay, I recognize, it seems like it is important. You are asking for something. Just saying that acknowledgement, that means, okay, you are hearing the other person. Can we do that? When you acknowledge the other person, dear friends, half the battle is won. They come with some request, some emotion, some feeling, acknowledge and say, yes, okay, I recognize you. I see you, I hear you. However, you know what? Let's think about this tomorrow. Let's talk about this because our company is going through some situation. I recognize that, and I fully agree with you, fully understand your point of view, but this is my challenge right now. This communication is there. And so then, how about we talk about this 6 months later? Great way of communication. Rather than saying straight out, no, it's not possible. Being positive is to change your expression rather than saying no, not, cannot, to putting the same thing in positively. My body is not healing. No, change, don't say that. Then that's what you're communicating. Is that my body is healing every day. You can say it's taking time, but my body is healing. It just does not heal. It is improving. You can say that. Every day there's an improvement. My body is improving in its healing capability. There's always some changes there. So, dear friends, self-awareness and self-expression. So, a person who is doing self-expression is naturally getting what they want. If I am If my music is important, and so I need to take time for my music. And the only thing I do is my household chores. I work, I come home, I'm expected to cook. I do the cooking, then I go back and then take care of everybody. And then again, I have to go back to work again tomorrow. I don't express at all. So it's important you have certain time for yourself to take care. And so then with meditation, you gain the strength to express it. And so then you claim what is truly yours. When you start expressing true to your feeling, you claim what is truly yours. You want to shift your project, move to a different area of work. Out of fear, we don't even ask. That manager will come with this thing saying that, you know what, it is so important for the company. You know it, you're still asking me. And so you know you're worried that manager will put it into a different thing. You're worried that you're not considerate, but not about it. Of course, you will be very considerate. But the thing is, still, in spite of all of that, you feel that you have to change the project or the area of work. You must go and express it, because otherwise you'll not be happy in what you're doing. It's about increasing your happiness. If you're not happy, then team is not going to be happy. You're always suboptimal. We are thinking out of fear. So meditation gives you the strength, and so then you express it. And then whatever the truth you're feeling, you're expressing, friends, you're claiming it back. You get that. The same people who said no to you will start changing. They shift their energies and then start giving you that. You will move into a new area of work. You'll be happy. So you start doing what you like to do. You always want to do something, you start doing them. That's the beginning of a big change. When you start doing what you like to do, you start becoming happy. You start giving your best. You shift the energies of the team and the environment. So it was important that, taking an hour of time for meditation, music practice, an hour of time in a day to spend time with your most close friends, an hour of time for going into the walk, which you've always been putting off, saying that my family is priority, my children are priority, my elders have told me this. And so then you put off all your interests down. We express it better with meditation. Without meditation, we are arrogantly going, we not have a good talk, good speech. And so then we lose out, and so it becomes complicated. You'll understand the remaining aspects tomorrow, dear friends of this emotional intelligence. Thank you very much. In all of emotional intelligence, I would go back to recognizing this power of speech. If you work on a power of speech, I think we can get far, far better. And I'm going to cover this tomorrow once again to remind us of the 3 tenets of what qualifies for speech and 3 tenets of how do you speak. If you take care of these 6 and you become more and more aware of it, then I think we improve our emotion, our relationships greatly. Thank you very much. You have more announcements, Sonal Madam? No. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.
We can change the world one heart at a time. We can change the world one heart at a time. I see you, I know you, you're a part of me. We can change the world change.
Thank you, madam. How is it going?
Namaskar, sir.
Yes. Namaste.
I'm very fine and I'm enjoying the sessions. I'm feeling I'm improving day by day.
Where are you from, madam?
I'm from Jharkhand, Ranchi.
Jharkhand, okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir.
Wonderful. Do you do any NGO work there?
No, I'm not doing, but I am conducting some sessions with my friends, meditation sessions.
Meditation work. Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Patriji always would tell, you learn ABC, teach ABC. Don't wait for learning all the way.
Yeah.
There are no side effects of this meditation. Because a lot of times we want to become experts because we feel like we may not be able to answer all the questions of people, and then in case something happens to them, what is it? These are fear psychology. This whole insurances and something may happen, and so be careful. All is a fear. People keep inducing fear, and so we are always living in fear. So, because of course, there will be some practice, some spiritual practice, somebody would have made them really hold your breath. Let's say 3 minutes, you hold your breath, and then you continue to go on exhaling. So God knows what it does to the body. If you don't know anything, especially those special techniques that you do, and then that may cause some shift in energies for people. So that one event goes around as a negative towards spiritual practice. So that becomes general. Spirituality, meditation, a classic case. If you go into meditation, you will renounce everything. Because that's how we see. Spirituality means renouncing stuff. Biggest myth. Biggest myth. Thank you. Yes, Ranjana madam.
Namaste, Chandra sir. How are you? Oh, sorry. You are well. I it came out.
This is your test.
You are well.
It's
I
coming,
know.
it's coming out means you're not practicing elsewhere. It's coming
No,
out.
I corrected myself right away, right? Because I was aware. I became aware right away that I shouldn't have said.
Not only with everybody.
Yes.
With me,
No, like today's stuff, whatever you said today, I mean, so true. I'm practicing every day. I see that, I say something, and then, slowly I am realizing that I should wait and then say it. So it's coming slowly. And what you said was so true, that we do this with our children. We just say it, don't do it. Why? And we just say that's just because we've seen this happens, but we cannot say that, okay, this is the reason why, or wait for the time, the right moment. So, I mean, I learned so much. Again, it's just I have to reiterate every single day that making yourself aware, and slowly it's happening, like two steps forward, 1 step backwards, 5 steps forward, 2 steps backwards, but it's happening. It's just so beautiful.
That's great.
And Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
There is intention, timing, and tone. The
Yes.
intention for parents, mostly with children, is always good intentions. But sometimes, however, their intentions are based on their understanding of life. And they
True.
can be curtailing the freedom of the individual. So then it becomes not necessarily great intent. They may think it's good, but it is, from a life perspective, is not a great intention to curtail somebody's freedom.
True. And without I guess without realizing it, we as parents do that all the time. We curtail their freedom. We try to let them go, and then we think we let them go, but we're not letting them go. It's like, I will give my example. Like, my son just moved to Boston, and I was like, at first it was like, my husband's like, okay, he's going so far, he can save so much. It's like, but I was telling also myself that if I let him go, he will learn things on his own. What he can learn on his own, I may not be able to teach him. Yes, it's great. Like you had mentioned one time, it's great to learn from someone's experience. It's great. But also he needs to make his own experience. He needs to learn and create his own experiences in life. Only then he will know what to do, how to react, rather than like now what? My parents are not there. I don't have the crutches. So the crutches have to fall off and needs to walk on his own. That I have to learn for myself too. I have not to not to rely on the crutches, but to fall down and get up. And that's I'm learning. And I thank you. I cannot thank you enough for this great, amazing platform.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To bring up this. It's a struggle between a child and a parent constantly.
Yes.
If we win that, then we win over everybody. If we win that and if we get it right. Because there's so much of authority, so much of take it for granted goes on at home. And if we can get those right, if we can get out of this take for granted and an authoritative thing, if we can do that, I think then automatically those can easily be applied elsewhere at work environment.
Yes. And sometimes, we've, at least for me, I feel that, my son always tells me that you're not listening. And I say that, no, I am listening. But, there is somewhere that I'm not listening. And I don't know how to sit down and listen. I don't know whether, I guess I don't know the difference between the real listening and just a listening. On my part, I might think that, I'm listening, but in reality, I'm not. I need to overcome that part.
Happening. We all are getting there.
Yes.
Yes, Chandra Sridhar madam.
Good morning, Chandraji. I really missed yesterday. I had some meetings to go, so I couldn't come. I love this meditation. It increases the emotional intelligence, awareness, the crown jewel of meditation. My question, this beautiful self-awareness, self-expression, and inspiration, whatever three you explained, they are like pearls of wisdom, I think, it is in us, and you are awakening that to us. That is really, I feel, it is a wake-up call to us. It's beautiful. But I want to ask, so if you do the meditation every time, is that the effects of self-awareness and self-expression, all these things are coming out as the product of it? Or is it going to be a long-run effect? I just say it otherwise, if there is a personality change, with the meditation, all these things, or if somebody stops meditation and it's not going to be, we will forget and go back to our original self. I'm a little
We go
confused
back
in
to meditation and wisdom. If you do these two, these are continuous learning process. And if you continue to do those, then self-awareness, self-expression are being built. All the 5 areas we improve. Meditation and wisdom. These 2 are essential for people here on this Zoom platform, not necessarily for everybody. For many people, just meditation is sufficient. They go through life the way it is without necessarily analyzing many things. For those who have too analytical, too rational, so there's a lot of wisdom is necessary to continue to transcend from a previous limitation to the new one. I mean, go into the higher realm. So wisdom, for example, what authority, what is a wisdom that children are not your children? Children are all equally same, and you got to respect them as the individuals from the early on. It's a simple wisdom. Contrary, a lot of understanding for many people is that, okay, until they settle, until they get married, go somewhere, they're still my child, my little child, so I have to continue to, for the whole lifetime in some cases. I have to continue to give on giving help and then continue to make them regulate the way they lead life. That is lack of understanding. Recognize that they are equally as, they are individual like you. They come here for their own expression of life. Recognizing that their life can be different from your life. These are common sense, but many people don't have. So just having that understanding. Recognize that their life can very well be totally different from what you come here to experience. That understanding must be there. So that's the knowledge we are saying, gain that knowledge. Children are not even your children, they choose, and they go a step further in spiritual science, how the whole creation is happening. They choose parents and come, which we see it as a simple biological process. Choose parents and come. So that's even one level higher to even understand this. Right? It defines, it requires us to drop our analytical thinking from this to go and explore what that is. And explore, we'll surely find answers. But so increasing our understanding will help us to deal with others or the environment differently. So the moment we know that children definitely have their own individuality, their personality, they come here to express their life in a way they want it. So then we have to honor it. Right? We have to honor their feelings, we have to honor them and say, okay, go and do it. When you recognize that they came here to choose, they chose the parents, they chose the platform, they chose everything on their own. And so they're carrying on their life as another individual conscious like you and me. Then we have even more understanding about when they suffer, when they go through some challenging situation. We stop saying, I told you so. We acknowledge, we empathize and say, okay, I did everything possible in my capability, but then I do not succumb to the same challenge or the pain that they're going through. Then we gain the strength. When we truly recognize them as consciousness, they came here with their own experience, then there is no high or low. And so then we're able to deal with this emotion of attachment very well. And we're able to deal with this whole notion that there is this injustice, there is tragic things happening in the lives of my relatives, my children. Some of that we were able to absorb better and then go through that experience. We know that they're going through some tough experience, but then we step back. We don't get stuck into it. When we recognize that they're going through their experience as where we went through our experience. So knowledge is required. Knowledge is required, meditation is required. Both are required, essential.
Meditation. Only one question there on the top is fear. I think it comes and blocks everything. I experienced that. Is that fear needs to be first cleared or understood, Because you said it so nicely there, because why I asked the question was, I so behaved in such a different way. No awareness, no self-expression or inspiration. Nothing was there yesterday. I had to face an incident. So I was just comparing that in this one today. Is that because of the fear?
Fear is all that is stopping us from being our natural self. The fear of the last thing is fear of death, fear of health, fear of losing, fear of failure. All kinds of fears are there. Fear of looking bad. And so fear of not being accepted, right? Fear of missing out. So, because fundamentally we feel I'm incomplete, and unless I get validation from somebody else, then I'm full. And so with meditation, with this higher understanding, we slowly get to realize that we are complete in ourselves. And we understand that there's no hurry. So there's no missing out concept here. There's no hurry. It's okay. And so body and health, and then the death, we approach it differently. Bhagavad Gita said all the time, there's no death. So there is a question of we worrying about and trying to avoid death. So we approach it differently. So the fear, everything is centered around fear. You're absolutely right. As the meditation, regular meditation is helping us drop these fears. It is making us complete. At every time you finish a meditation, you come out complete. Because the experience is experience of the wholeness every day when you drop your thought and your intention. That's why I always say you go into meditation with the intention to know yourself, not an intention to just heal my body, just get my promotion, just get that. That's benefit-oriented meditation. But if you go into meditation, the true understanding of meditation is to know yourself. Then if that is your intention, then you start knowing, you start experiencing the wholeness.
Okay.
Because your intention is drive that signal to get what you're looking for behind the intention. If the intention is, I need a promotion, and so that's why I'm doing meditation, so you will be sure given a promotion, that's where you stop. Your experience of wholeness, to feel that you are connected, you are this whole existence, and so then you come out feeling different, happens when you have that intention with which you go into meditation, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And when you come out every day and when you feel that way, then the fears drop. Because you are the whole. So where is the need for validation? So we don't know this, but that's the reason that we slowly gain the strength. Such a big expression that, oh, I am the whole, and so I don't have it. We don't understand it that to the level. But what we do know is that we have more courage to speak now, or we are more calm. We're not rushing for things to happen. Some others will happen.
Awesome. Thank you. So good. I feel better now.
All right.
Thank you, Sandraji.
Purva Madam. By the way, I think we have, yes.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning. Great to see you every day.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Playing through.
Yes, sir. I'm trying mostly to join and attend the session.
Are your weekly sessions continuing?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Very nice. Okay, friends. So thank you very much. I think Dr. J wanted to speak. You still would like to speak? We can do the conversation tomorrow. So it's getting time for book club. So enjoy the book club. So thank you. Have a good one.